It's hard to believe that just one small mistake in choosing a route can lead to a complete deadlock. The moment you're about to see will show just how terrifying the terrain can be for heavy transport. Let's watch these heart-stopping recoveries together. A KCX 210 excavator is sinking dangerously deep right next to the water's edge. And just minutes later, a tense rescue operation officially begins. A Sany SY 265C LC moves in. Bucket after bucket of sand is dug out to free the buried tracks. After placing wooden planks for support, a super-strength cable tightens under 50 tons of pulling force. Inch by inch, the case machine slowly backs away to safety amid intense suspense. Just a little more. Yes, drivers should always survey the terrain carefully and prepare wooden supports to avoid similar sinking incidents. In front of us is a Tata 1613 loaded with timber, entering a deep, muddy section of road. The situation becomes tense. At that moment, nearby locals quickly bring shovels out, filling the deep ruts with soil and rocks to increase traction. Wait! The wheels are starting to grip the road again. In difficult terrain, experience and teamwork always make the difference. If your wheels were stuck this deep, how would you handle it? They quickly attach a 40-ton load-rated iron chain to the Tata LPT 1613. However, the chain suddenly snaps during the first attempt. Unbelievable! Just minutes later, they try again with a more precise pulling angle. The truck slowly rises upright and escapes in a spectacular recovery. After hours of failed attempts, hope seemed to fade. To save the situation, a massive Komatsu D475, a bulldozer, arrives, attaching a super-strength steel cable rated for 100 tons. The recovery vehicle increases pulling force. It's moving. It's free. What a relief. Mud roads can halt transport at any moment. A heavily loaded Kamaz 5511 is stuck deep in mud and almost impossible to move. But hope appears when a DT-75 track bulldozer begins pulling with a 30mm steel cable and more than 25 tons of traction force. That is the true power of heavy recovery machines. Looking at the massive pile of timber behind it, this truck seems on the verge of being trapped forever in the muddy pit. The mud is too deep. People use branches to separate the mud and thread a 30-ton steel cable to the front of the truck. Look, the cable is tightening. Luckily, the truck slowly regains traction and finally escapes. What seemed impossible, they made it happen. Look at those wheels spinning wildly. Yet the Tata LPT 1613 loaded with timber refuses to move. And within seconds, the real struggle begins. A 40-ton iron chain stretches tight as the recovery vehicle roars at full power, thick black smoke filling the air. Just a little more force. The sight of the white vehicle overturned in the mud immediately causes concern. A steel chain is connected from a Mahindra Bolero to the Tata timber truck, but it's not working. The Tata's wheels spin helplessly. The critical situation forces them to bring in a John Deere tractor, attaching two cables with 10 tons of pulling force. Engines roar. It works. The right equipment and engine power are decisive in every rescue. Seeing the situation become extremely dangerous as a massive Volvo A30E articulated dump truck sinks into a deep mud trench, a Volvo excavator moves in and pushes hard from behind with tens of tons of force. To coordinate, the driver pushes the throttle to the limit. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief when the truck finally breaks free. That was intense. In situations like this, timely and precise support from teammates is essential. Being stuck deep in the forest like this directly threatens both the driver's safety and the cargo. He quickly clears some soil around the front of the truck with a stick while attaching a 20-ton backup steel cable. But the most surprising moment happens right after. With the soil loosened, the driver accelerates, turns the wheel in a skilled arc, and escapes on his own without any pulling force. Incredible. In situations as difficult, drivers sometimes have to risk their safety to protect the cargo. An IFA W50 truck loaded with timber is trapped in a deep mud hole, the chassis nearly immobile. It's not just the steel cable doing the work. People themselves must help restore traction. And then, the truck begins to move. The combination of human effort and machine power is always the key to overcoming adversity. Everything seems normal until Mercedes-Benz Actros carrying concrete enters a section of road. Not good. The wheels lose traction. Immediately, the rescue team attaches a cable from the bucket of a Volvo EC210 excavator to the truck's front. With 35 tons of pulling force, everyone watches nervously with each throttle push. An impressive recovery. Never underestimate heavy loads on soft red soil. Never underestimate the power of a small vehicle when it's equipped properly. A small Toyota Tacoma TRD is trying to pull a Freightliner truck many times its size out of a muddy field. Hard to believe, right? But it can happen with the correct towing technique, a strong cable, and confidence. Sometimes a rescue vehicle becomes the next victim stuck in the mud. A military Euro truck fails to pull free, and another vehicle must join the effort. All eyes focus on this moment, with combined pulling power reaching 40 tons. Engines roar and the ground trembles until the entire convoy finally moves. The rear wheels of an Acme VLRA truck are stuck in the deepest section of the mud. Oh no! This situation looks terrible. The driver presses the throttle to escape, but the mud immediately drags the truck backward again. What can he do? Wait! The driver calmly reverses slightly, then accelerates again with more force. Unbelievable. A truly skillful and courageous maneuver by the driver. We hope these clips have given you a realistic view of the harsh realities of heavy transport and professional recovery work. Every successful rescue is a result of persistence and careful preparation with the right equipment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us in bringing you more high-quality rescue videos. See you again in the next journeys.